Thank you, Lord, for what you...
Okay, now let's talk about the inlet water for the Dutch bucket system. All right, so as you guys saw in that last video that I did on my Dutch bucket system that is currently connected to my aquaponics system, because people do this in hydro too, believe it or not. They do Dutch bucket. I actually think most people do it, like they grow their plants in hydroponic system with the Dutch bucket setup, but I'm doing aquaponics, which is more organic in my opinion. So anyways, I wanted to kind of walk you guys through the inlet now. So let's go ahead and let's start taking a look at maybe some parts that I would use. I did get a really cool tip from a guy on here on YouTube named Matt, and he turned me on to these drip emitters, and I'm gonna put his link in the description below. I don't think he's on YouTube much, but anyways, Matt, local HBer, and I'm glad to see that somebody else is doing this stuff in HB. So anyways, I'll post his link in the description below. I want you guys to go check out his channel. I think he does hydro and stuff, but I wanted to show you guys how I'm setting up my water inlet now for my Dutch bucket system. So let's get to it. All right, almost the same scene here as last time. The only thing is I want to kind of show you guys how I'm going to be setting up mine footage-wise. And I'm not going to give you any kind of footage on my system, because I'm going to be different. Everybody's system is going to be different, and also it depends on what you're growing. So if you see, I have all these separated by 1 foot or 2 foot intervals. So right here you have 12 inches, right? So 1 foot in the middle. Then you have 3 feet, 5 feet, you know, so on. Okay. And the reason why I'm going to be doing that is because I plan on growing stuff like tomato plants. So they're going to need room to kind of, you know, branch out. See that? Branch out. So anyways, so I'm going to be putting my drip emitters, hopefully, at the, you know, 2, 4, 6, you know, mark. That's kind of the goal. Or actually, you know what? No. I'm going to put them at 12 inches, and then 3, 5, right? So in each bucket, in the middle of each bucket like that. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm basically going to, that'll give me the ability, if I wanted to add different buckets for smaller plants later on in the season, like peppers, I can condense the buckets more. That'll give me the ability to do a little T-splitter off of that main line, and then I'll be able to water 2 buckets with one stem, or one little drip emitter. So let me show you guys the pipe that I'm going to be using for this, and the little parts. All right, now obviously this is a 1/2 inch schedule 40. I wish I can get it in smaller diameter, the schedule 40. Schedule 40 just means the end of the pipe here, you see the thickness of the plastic, it's just thicker, that's all. I can still use it this way, and I'm going to, obviously, but when you don't have super high pressure water, you can use smaller schedule pipe. So the size of the plastic in here, the thickness of the plastic, you can get just smaller diameter thickness. So anyways, I'm going to be using, like I said, 1/2 inch pipe to feed the water to all these buckets, along with drip line. And basically I'm going to have to split into my my 3/4 pipe here. So I have to have a T fitting that is going to be probably slit both ways on the T, and then on this end I'm going to have another slit fitting, but it needs to be 1/2 inch. So 3/4, 3/4, and then 1/2. And I think I got one, so let's go ahead and look at that. All right, so you know what? Instead of showing you the T first, I'm going to show you basically the pipe that I'm going to be, or the fittings that I'm going to be using for the pipe. So what I got here is, obviously I got Teflon tape, because when we have threads, you want to try and make sure that you're putting Teflon tape so you're not getting drips, you know, from your piping and stuff. So I got a 1/2 inch riser adapter, which I'll put a link to this. If I can find it in the Amazon store, you know, I'll put a link to it in the description below. And, you know, I'll put all the parts in the description below just for you guys to reference. But 1/2 inch riser adapter, 1/2 inch male adapter, and it's male on this side and slip on the other side. 1/2 inch female adapter, and it has the threads here, okay, on the inside, female to slip, and this is all 1/2 inch, okay. So that's just going to be for the pipe and stuff to set up where the drip emitters are going to go, okay. Then you need to get plumbing stuff for keep the pipe basically coming from the pump inside the sump tank all the way out to this main pipe that's going to have the drip emitters. So what I got for that is, obviously, I got a ball valve, which I'm going to be able to control the flow of all the drip emitters. I may switch later to being able to just adjust them individually, but for now, I think this is going to do fine to adjust the water flow. And then I got that T fitting, obviously. So I have 3/4 inch pipe in my, mainly going from my pump. So this is slip 3/4, and slip 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm going to be most likely gluing that. And so that'll take it from the 1/2 inch, or from the 3/4 to the 1/2 inch, and then at that point I need a few 90s to actually get the pipe to where I want it to be. And then at the very end of the pipe, I'm going to put an end cap. I'm going to try to not glue as much as I can of this, and just try and see how it's going to work without the gluing. That way I can take it apart, put it back together easily. So let's go ahead and put some of this together and maybe, hopefully, get this thing running today. Alright, so basically we want to put some Teflon tape on both of these here. So I will try to do this on camera as best I can. I go about 4 turns, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that that's on there. So we got that one. And then again. Yeah, boy. That's how it goes on YouTube. Just for good measure. Got that on there. Basically, get this other one on there. Use a rubber mallet. Don't use a heavy hammer. Till it feels solid. Bam. Yeah, not that way. By the way, yeah, you can see I went and got more Teflon tape. Actually, my sweetheart, she bought like a bundle of it, and I said, I only needed 1 roll. Yeah. Little did I know, she's smarter than me. Well, actually, I'm smart enough to know she's smarter than me, so I'm smarter. Anyway, let's go put this thing together. Alright, so off the main line here, finally, I got that 3/4 T, or, you know what I'm saying. Got that T in there to the 1/2 inch, brought that down and out over here to just 190-degree elbow. That's all I actually needed. Excuse my big fat shadow. It follows me wherever I go. I don't know what to do about it. So anyways, so now all the lines are plumbed. I did add a ball valve just to make sure that I can adjust water flow and all that stuff. One of the things you want to pay attention to is at this end, the water pressure is going to be greater than at the far end, okay? So any suggestions on how to adjust that, that'd be great, but I really don't think it's going to cause a problem for me. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's turn this sucker on and see how it goes. It's going to go all over the place because I don't have everything plumbed into the buckets yet. But so as you can see, that one came on. Woo! Whoop! Better turn that down. So as you can see, I got plenty of water pressure. That's where I'm at right there. Little tiny turn. Okay. And the water is coming out. And that is all nutrient-rich water. So I think I got it. So that is the inlet plumbing for my Dutch buckets, my aquaponic Dutch buckets. So now I have the drain and the water inlet. And notice I got these on this side too. I was going to put them on the outside, but there's no real adjustments to those that I need to make. And then the ball valve is right there, so it's going to be easy for me to access it. I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, so the plumbing is done basically for the drainage and the inlet. I just have to add the little hoses to each barb fitting. Oh, a cool thing about these barb fittings, okay? So these fittings, let me move this bucket out of the way. That's from water spraying. But anyway, these barb fittings, see how there's still water coming out of it? Don't worry about that. That's just pressure built up inside the pipe. Once it dies down, then that water will be gone. But anyways, these barb fittings, I can actually adjust these. See? I can turn them whatever way I want. And then I can also add a tube coming off of that, another tee, and then I can tee off and do 2 buckets at a time like I was saying. So anyways, the aquaponic Dutch buckets are almost on and popping. Next thing I'll be showing you guys is how I plumb the buckets, and I will link the other guy that I learned it from. I think it's MHP Gardner. A lot of you guys probably know this guy. Really cool bro. Don't know what happened to him either, man. If you hear this, bro, keep making videos, bro. But anyways, God bless you guys. If you like this video and it's helpful, give it a thumbs up. And I'll have all the parts and everything in the description below. And so, like always, God bless you and peace.